Today we are considering the subject, what should I invest in? I get this question all the time. People are asking, what should I invest in? So I want to pieces it into four separate talking points. The first one is about investing in your mind. Then I will take you through creating a personal investment philosophy, because you actually need that one more than you need recommendations for stocks or real estate or crypto or whatever. Then um, we'll talk about the dangers of chasing quick or get rich quick schemes. And then we will also talk about the importance of diversifying your portfolio. So the question is, what should I invest in? So many people ask this. The very first thing to invest in is your mind. Your mind is the center of wealth creation, is the most important part of you when it comes to creating wealth. Andrew Carnegie, who was the richest man, probably like the Elon Musk of his time, in the early 19th century, said something about how he had taken possession of his mind, and as a result of having taken possession of his mind, he can generate all kinds of wealth that he wants. So I want you to see your mind and the way your mind works as the oil well for the wealth that you want to create. So many people are out there looking for the oil well, looking for gold and diamonds in every place other than where exactly it is. So if you are going to be wealthy and invest wisely, the place to look for is your mind. That's where the gold is hidden. And then, the ancient King Solomon told us, guard your heart. If you like your mind, guard your heart with all diligence, because he said out of it are the issues of issues of life, flow out the issues of life. The other thing you need to know about your mind is that it's the iCloud of knowledge and wisdom. And so the same King Solomon says that wisdom is the principal thing. Having knowledge, having understanding. He says, in fact, you should sell everything that you have and get knowledge and get understanding. So people underestimate the importance of having knowledge, of developing our minds, when it comes to the journey of wealth creation. It is the most important thing to develop, to feed. So if you are spending more money feeding your stomach than you are spending on your mind, it's going to be a big problem. Now, let me tell you, one of the reasons I have gone to many audiences to speak to Nigerians, to Ghanaians, different places. But let me talk about Nigeria, because I found something very, very curious and very strange. Literally, every adult Nigerian has been scammed. It's very scary. In fact, as I'm saying this, there are Nigerians being scammed, probably up to 1 million or 2 million being scammed every 1 hour, And then the reason that most of us fall to these scams is mostly because we haven't actually developed our minds. We haven't developed our minds to be able to discern between what is credible, what is profitable, what is legal, and all that. We can sense it. So in a country where the scammers are wiser than the investors, that's a quotable quote, somebody needs to put it there. In a country where the scammers are wiser than the investors, the investors will lose money. I don't remember where I saw the statistic, but I think something like Nigerians have lost, like in the past couple of years, they've lost some humongous number like that, like 300 billion or is it 5 billion? Forgive me, I don't know the exact number, but it runs in the billions of naira that they have lost to scams. Um, so you talk about MMM, MBA Forest, all kinds, So as one is dying, as MMM is going, another one is coming. Therefore, some of you are involved in cyber security. Knowledge is the cyber security of the mind. So the first thing that you want to invest in is your mind. Read books, attend workshops, sign up for online courses on investing, pay for coaching and mentorship. Because the best way to learn investment is actually to work with someone who has been investing, because it's not everything that you can read in a book. Okay, so second thing I want to touch on is creating your investment philosophy. And by the way, as you join, please share this live, and like we normally do, and please put shared in the comment. Let me know that you have shared it. Yes, Aderity, in a country where the scammers are wiser than the investors will lose money. Yes, investors will lose a lot of money. That's exactly what's going on in Nigeria. People sit down, a man and his wife sit down, and then they cook a perfect scam. Whether it's the people who have done agricultural investment, they come in well packaged, they rent beautiful offices, they sew uniforms, and they talk credibly. And then these people are very educated, so by the time they come and present these things to people fall for it. And then there are others that they use celebrities, and they use well-known comedians. There's one that they use, Sabinos, or someone like that, Sabinos, and then the thing collapsed, and so people trust because, you're using a celebrity, you're using Sabinos, you're using some Nollywood or some sports legend. So people trust, and then they get scammed. If you're in this call and then you have been scammed, you've lost money one way or the other to maybe a pyramid scheme, some kind of real estate investment, like they call it, or whatever, indicate in the comment section, indicate that you have lost money. So this is why the primary investment is your brain. Read books, attend seminars, places where I attend all those things, like my not my stockbroker now, the registrar of one of my companies, coronation registrars. They're always having these seminars talking about investments, talking about dividends, about portfolio and all that, and I don't miss them. I attend. There is also another one by there's a company that is responsible for market data. That's what they do. So they've also started monthly webinars and things like that. Then some banks do also have courses. But you see, we don't attend these things, and many of us are just getting our primary information from the social media. Somebody just comes and posts, look at, I invested in this, I made 2 million. That is social media. Then everybody now says, please show me the way, tell me how. I see all those comments and all those posts, show me the way, tell me how. And then from there, people lose their money listening to. How will you be getting investment advice from social media? I mean, like, think about it. I mean, are you okay? You're getting investment advice from social media. And that's how people are losing money, because they are playing on that social proof. So somebody comes and says, I invested in this and I made a lot of money. There's a lot of money to be made in the UK property, America, and then people going. So, and I'm going to talk about that, because when you create your investment philosophy, it guards you from scam. The reason is the scammers are not sleeping. As you're busy working, as you're busy building your business, the scammers are busy scheming. Those guys don't sleep. They do not sleep. And then they come up, because they have mastered psychology. They apply advanced psychology. They cook something, come out. You can't even discern it. So you are just one scam away from losing everything that you have worked for. And it's happening every day. There's this actress, I forget what they call her, who came out crying on social media a couple of months or weeks ago that she's been scammed of all her life savings. And then she even had a printout, a screen capture of her bank information, and then the scamming activity. And so you protect yourself through knowledge, and then secondly, you protect yourself through creating a personalized investment philosophy. So let me talk to you a little bit about investment philosophy. I found out, early on as I started investing, over 20 years ago, that most people talking about investing don't know what they're talking about, including myself. So in those days, I would ask somebody, tell me what stock should I buy, what this and all that and all that. And then people just give you advice, or they say, oh, this IPO is out, go, they mean it sincerely. But you see, these people don't control the market. Nobody does. I don't either. And that's why usually for some of you who come asking me for stock advice, because I invest in the stock market, the stock market, in fact, has been my most rewarding investment in everything I have done since 2003. So, and people always ask, what stock should I buy? I don't usually answer those questions. I don't know what stock, and even what should I invest in. I don't usually answer, from my own experience, and then from knowing that nobody has a perfect answer. Please type that in the chat, because you really need to know. Nobody has a perfect answer, not even the billionaires themselves. The most they can give you is guidance, which is what I'm providing today, because I hear the question a lot. What should I invest in? Okay. As you're joining, if you have a question, please go ahead and type it here. And then if you are on YouTube, thank you, Patricia, for sharing. If you are on YouTube, also type your questions. I read them and I can address them. If not right now, maybe in the future event. So this people, nobody has when it comes to investing, not even Warren Buffett, nobody has the perfect answer, because nobody can predict the market or control the market. So then secondly, every investment bears risk. In fact, the higher the returns, the higher the risk of investment. So if anyone comes to you and tells you, oh, put money in this, put money in that, and then tells you there is no risk, that is the number one red flag. Run. So when somebody says, come and invest in this, you're going to make $1 billion, there's no risk, just give me your money, run. But you see, people are falling for it every single day because they are not investing in their mind. Okay, so create a personalized investment philosophy. How do you do that? Maybe the best way to explain that is to share my own investment philosophy. This is what I've been teaching for years, and I don't hear people talk about it. I don't really hear people talk about it very much. People just there are people who still do stock recommendation and all that. I listen to them, like when my stockbrokers or some of these other investment companies, they send their newsletters and then they tell you top stock picks. I can start from there. So what I'm saying is basically the investment action should be my responsibility. That's basically what I'm saying, and I need you to write that down. Be responsible for your own investment. Because if I tell you, okay, put your money in GT Bank, and then something happens and it collapses, what's going to happen? You're going to come back at me and you're going to be angry, with me. because I told you to invest and then it didn't work out. No, you can hear my advice. For instance, you can listen to what your stockbrokers are recommending. That's fine. So I normally listen, I normally read, but then I take it and then do my own further research. Sometimes they are right, but then I always want to be responsible, to take ownership for my investment decision. That's actually what I want you to type in the comment section. Take ownership for your investment decisions. You can take inputs from people, including myself. You can take inputs. If you press me too much, I can share. Hi, yes, I share what I'm doing, or maybe what I'm investing in. Hi, yes, if you really press me hard. But you want to ultimately own it, because I don't want you to come back to me and say, oh, you told me to invest in this and I invested it and then lost all my money. I don't want that kind of drama, and nobody wants that kind of drama. So the reason you want to be responsible, to take ownership for your investment, is because your investment philosophy is different from my own. Your objectives is different from my own, and it cannot be the same. So take advice, but own the decision. All right. So what is the investment philosophy? Well, the investment philosophy is a set of beliefs, as if you like, a set of beliefs and values that guide the way you invest in, what you invest, how you invest. So all those things, where you invest, what you invest in, how you invest, all those things are determined by your investment philosophy. So let me share a few of my own, not all of it. Let me share a few of my own just to get you started, because what I would like you to do after this evening is to actually face a blank page and create your own investment philosophy. After that, I will talk about investment objectives. So, number one in my investment philosophy is to invest in my mind every single day. To invest in my mind every single day. Today alone, I'm not kidding you, I've listened to at least 3 hours or 4 hours of material. I've listened to a podcast by Dan Coe, which I put on repeat. I've repeated it like 3-4 times, and I think it's about 1 hour long. That's even one. And I'm surrounded by books, where I do references, and I have places online. I go to get information to build my mind. I follow threads and forums on Quora, on LinkedIn, on social media, on Reddit. So if I need to do anything on farming, I do a lot of reading and studying and engaging. I started commodity trading in palm oil. I had to hire somebody who has been in it, a woman. She was recommended to me. That's what she's been doing like forever, that's what her mother did. So at least for almost 40 years of her life. So can you imagine what it was? So, and we went to the place. I took care of transportation and everything. And we went to the place herself, and she introduced me. So invest in your mind. It's invest in my mind. I'm talking about my own investment philosophy. The second part of my own investment philosophy is I do not invest in anything I do not understand. All the places and times I've lost money was because I actually invested in something I didn't understand and I didn't have control over. The money I lost with Nospet, I had no control at all over Nospetco. I had no control over the management. I had no control over anything, including the SEC that regulated them. That money went, lots of money went. So I invest in what I understand. I lost money in crypto very early. Lots of money that I didn't have, and money that I was supposed to use to pay school fees for the children. But they told me, of course, put this money in here. If you put it in here, you'll be able to pay for school fees. The money went. Money I don't have. School fees I couldn't pay. I didn't understand that crypto thing. I just left it. So it's good. And then the people who made money in crypto sat down, put in the hours to understand it, and then they made money there. So I don't have to make money from every vehicle, every money vehicle. That's another thing I need you to put down. Every money vehicle is not necessarily your own. So the fact that people are doing it, doing real estate, and making a lot of money, it's not yours. If it doesn't fall within your investment boundary and your investment philosophy and then investment horizon, leave it. Leave it. You mustn't make money in real estate because other people are making. You mustn't make money in stocks, in forex, because other people are making. You've got to have your own investment philosophy. So I do not invest in what I don't understand. Number three, third point in my investment philosophy is I want to own everything I use daily. What do I mean? Everything I use. I eat food. I use soap. I drink water. I use the bank. I use the telephone services. I use the internet every single day. So what I decided was, okay, instead of being a renter, every time I want to use phone, I'm renting data. I'm renting because you are either an owner or you are a renter. Type that in the comment section. You are either an owner or you're a renter. So I decided I was going to have the owner's mentality. I want to own everything around me. I want to be financially independent. So that means I invested in businesses that produce these things, so that anytime I'm buying these things, I'm directly buying from my business. And then the most important thing about buying from my business is that I'm not only using it, but I'm also getting dividends out of it. So let me give you a practical illustration. So I invested in banks. So I'm a shareholder in several banks. The dividends that they pay me every year, is far more than the bank charges. Don't you see how smart that? So I'm not only using banks, but they are paying me, and I'm an owner in it perpetually, passively. And then I have all these thousands of people who work in the bank, and they're working for me. They are working for me. Then anytime they charge you, all those charges you quarrel with, I don't complain. I like it. I don't complain with you. Because anytime they charge you, all those things that they charge you, the banks charge you, I make money. So that's my own investment philosophy. Okay, and because I eat food, I invested in a food company. I've invested in a food company, even though I don't eat some of their products, but in principle, I eat food. So I own a food company. I own companies in cement because I do properties as well. So I was doing my own property. And so when you were complaining, oh, cement went all the way from 5,000 to 15,000 naira at some point. You remember that time? I wasn't complaining with you. Because at the end of it, you're buying all that cement from my company. At the end of the year, they pay me dividend. So do you see how investment philosophy, how powerful it is? There are a couple of other things in my investment philosophy, which I don't have to share. But okay, let me mention two more. So my investment philosophy is that every money that comes in from my work, comes in from anything. If I do anything for you, even if it is 10,000 naira you buy, like you buy my ebook or something for 10,000 naira, a portion of it must be invested. And then I had the time, and I have to go back to that I actually said I must invest every single week, even if it's 1,000 naira. And I had done it. I had bought shares for less than 1,000 naira before, just to keep on with that philosophy. Okay, so I deploy my income as my employee. I don't spend everything I own And that is a basic requirement for growing wealthy. So it's not all these things, you people are doing on social media, trying to please people, flexing with cars and physical objects. You won't see me doing that. You won't see me doing that, because part of my investment philosophy is also delayed gratification. Yeah, I'm still practicing delayed gratification. Okay, so that's the talking point number 2. The other thing I want to talk about is be very careful when you see all these investment schemes promising you to double your money, 50%, 60%, and you don't even understand the business. You don't even understand how the money is coming. Okay, that's what makes it very easy to be scammed. Okay, final talking point is diversification of your portfolio. Gone were the days that, if it was in the 50s and 60s, maybe some part of 70s, you may get away with just working on your job, and then at the end of it, they took care of you. Yeah, so it worked in the 70s. But even in the 70s, it wasn't because my father and my mother were teachers. And then we were seven siblings, and they sent all of us through school, and it wasn't from the teacher salary. They farmed. So a lot of things came from the farming. Much of literally the food, all the food that we ate come from my mother's farm. So you can imagine how much savings. All the food we ate, the vegetables, she had a farm that had, my dad planted yam, mom did cassava, did the vegetables, did everything. Mom had oil palm trees, so we had our own supply of palm oil all year round. Those people were amazing. So you can imagine. So gone were the days that you depended on just your work alone, and that's why investment is important. Okay, so diversification means that when you are investing, at some point you can start with one asset class. So you might decide to start with, let's say, stocks. Okay, or you want to start with mutual funds. I think I started with mutual funds in those early days. So a mutual fund, so there are several good mutual funds. Mutual funds are less risky. Treasury bills are less risky than stocks. So those, so you can start with that to test your feet in the market. And then from stocks, you might want to diversify to commodity. You might want to diversify to real estate. You might want to diversify to other things. But think in terms of the proverb that you don't put all your eggs in one basket. Some people actually do, and they love it. Like if you're running a business, and then you're putting all your effort in there. So basically, diversify your portfolio, your investment. So let me read a couple of things in the comment and see if there's any question or something I should address before we round it off. Yeah, excellent. Being an owner of what you use translates to, being an owner, being a shareholder. Yep, that's correct. And that's correct, Isabella. You are either an owner or a renter. Okay, Emmanuel Abba says, recently, Matthew Ashimolowo came up and lamented how he lost over 200 million in Nigerian stock exchange. What do you have to say about that? Good for him. That's exactly what I'm saying. I don't know what his investment philosophy was and then what investment objectives were. But as he's lamenting about losing 200 million naira, did you know how many other people who are not lamenting, who have made billions from the stock market? I'm not lamenting for myself. Is it not the same stock market? Why do you borrow money? I think he said he borrowed like 60 million or something from bank. You don't do that sort of thing. You build wealth gradually. You build wealth, step by step. You start small. Because how can you borrow money to invest? You're borrowing money that is you're going to pay back at, That's not investment. So I think what he did was it was gambling. So don't give the Nigerian stock market a bad rap like he's doing. He didn't know what he was doing, and that's exactly what I'm telling you. Don't invest in what you don't understand, because if he understood, like I understand, I will never borrow money from the bank to go and buy IPO in a company, or I don't even know, a business I don't know how it's going to turn out. You need to look at fundamentals. So he doesn't know about fundamentals. He doesn't know about technical analysis that you have to do before you put your money there. And again, investment is a risk. He's crying, but as he's crying of losing 200 million, GMOVIA made 15 billion last year, 1 year alone in dividends. Tony Elumelu made 3 billion. Is he lamenting? Dangote, all these other people in the same stock market, they made billions. So there's nothing to say about that, but it's a perfect illustration of what I'm talking about. If you don't know what you're doing, you will lose money. It doesn't matter whether you're a pastor or anything. Yes, Isabella also said again, you don't necessarily have to make money where everyone else is making money. That's absolutely correct. Yeah. Patricia says, do not invest in something you do not understand. Excellent recap. Excellent recap. Okay, let me see if there's another question or comment I need to address before we call it a day. Oh, okay. All right. Okay, so this is where we are going to round off. Tomorrow is going to be the same time at 6 p.m. because we are currently running the Financial Fitness Challenge at 8. So that's some bit of conflict with time. But the Financial Fitness Challenge goes on till the 31st. And after that, we will revert back to our usual 8 p.m. every day. So until exactly the same time tomorrow, I love you all. Keep showing up because you have no idea what's coming your way next. And I see you same time tomorrow. Bye for now.